St. John's Antigua looks easy at first. Ships dock right in town, beaches seem close, and most cruisers think they can just get off and decide later. But here's the thing. That assumption is where most people lose time or feel rushed. Yes, you can DIY this port, but only if you decide early and keep it simple. Once you understand the layout and make one smart choice before you leave the ship, this island becomes one of the most rewarding stops in the Caribbean. In the next few minutes, you'll know exactly how to DIY this port without feeling rushed. I'm Charlie from Travel Day Trip Ideas, where we help you explore cruise ports like a local, not a tourist. Today, we're covering St. John's Antigua, and this place delivers far more than most passengers expect. When you step off the ship at Heritage Quay, you're about 5 to 10 minutes on foot from the heart of the city. The terminal has souvenir stalls, duty-free shops, and a small casino, but your best experiences are waiting just beyond that convenient hub. The port sits right in the capital, so the town is immediately accessible, but the real highlights of Antigua are spread across the island. Now, before we dive into the day, let's talk about the biggest decisions you need to make in Antigua. Here's how this port works. Town plus one nearby beach works. Town plus the dockyard works. But trying to stack multiple fast stops without a clear plan is where people lose their buffer and end up stressed. First, do you want beaches or heritage sites? The best beaches aren't walkable from the port. They're 15 to 30 minutes away by taxi depending on traffic. If you want Nelson's Dockyard and Shirley Heights, you're looking at 35 to 45 minutes south. Second, transport. Taxis are easy, but not cheap. Expect around $12 per car to Dickinson Bay and $24 to the dockyard area. Buses exist and cost just a few Eastern Caribbean dollars, but they fill up slowly and schedules don't match cruise timing. Third, structure versus flexibility. Antigua isn't complicated, but distances take longer than they look, and changing your plan halfway through the day is what causes time creep. A quick note on tours. Cruise line excursions are easy, but you often pay much more for the same experience. Local tours usually offer smaller groups, better value, and more time at the actual sites instead of waiting in big groups. And the reputable ones, no cruise timings. They'll get you back with the same safety buffer as the ship's own excursions. So if you don't want to manage taxis or timing, or if you want to see the dockyard and viewpoints without coordinating logistics, a local tour removes that stress entirely. We've added our favorite options in the description if you want to check them out later. Walk through the terminal and head toward Redcliffe Quay. It's about a 10 to 15-minute stroll through streets that feel a little worn around the edges. Some buildings need paint, there's graffiti, and it's not the polished Caribbean you might expect. Here's mistake number one. Most cruisers take one look at the port area and turn around thinking it's not worth exploring. We almost did the same thing. But once you get past the first few blocks, you'll find the real heart of St. John's. Redcliffe Quay is where old warehouses have been turned into cafes, boutiques, and galleries. The atmosphere is relaxed, the buildings are colourful, and it feels genuinely local. Vendors sell handmade crafts, local spices, and Caribbean rum. The prices are reasonable and the vibe is authentic. Just around the corner is the public market. It's covered, colourful, and full of energy. Vendors sell bags of spices for a few dollars, and you'll find local hot sauces, fresh produce, and handmade jewellery. The market closes around 1 in the afternoon, so get here early if you want the full experience. If you're interested in history, St. John's Cathedral is about a 15 to 20-minute walk from the port. The twin towers are striking, and the interior has beautiful wooden ceilings. Admission is around $5. It's a quick stop, but it gives you a sense of the island's colonial past. Now, if you want a beach day within your plan, Dickinson Bay is the closest option, about 15 to 20 minutes by taxi depending on traffic. It's a lively spot with calm water and beach bars. The beach works well because it's close enough to commit to without eating your buffer. Here's mistake number 2. If you try to add one last stop on the way back, you'll cut your buffer dangerously close. We saw cruisers who went to the beach, then tried to squeeze in the dockyard on the return, and ended up racing back to the port. This is exactly what happens when people try to wing it. Always build in buffer time, especially in Antigua where distances and traffic add up faster than you expect. This is one port where a lot of people book a tour because the timing is tight and the distances add up. If you want to see Nelson's Dockyard, Shirley Heights, and maybe a beach, you're looking at an hour or more each way on winding roads. Tours handle the driving, the timing, and the logistics. Honestly, this takes the guesswork out of the day and helps you avoid wasting half your port time managing transport. For lunch, skip the tourist spots near the port and find a local restaurant in town or at the beach. Try fungi and pepper pot, a traditional dish made with cornmeal and a rich stew, or saltfish and ducana, which are dumplings wrapped in banana leaves. Fresh fish is everywhere, usually grilled and served with rice and peas. And don't skip the rum punch, a traditional cocktail made with lime, cane syrup, and local rum. It's strong, refreshing, and very Antiguan. If you chose the heritage option for your day, head to Nelson's Dockyard. It's about 35 to 45 minutes from the port by taxi, depending on traffic, and it's worth every dollar. The Dockyard is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, beautifully restored, with old naval buildings, museums, and stunning views of English Harbour. You can walk through the old sail loft, see the copper and lumber store, and learn about the island's naval history. There are cafes and bars right on the water, and the atmosphere is peaceful. This is where we spent most of our afternoon, and it was one of the best heritage sites we've visited on any cruise. Here's the premium versus budget breakdown. The premium route is booking a local tour that takes you to Nelson's Dockyard, stops at Shirley Heights for the viewpoint, and maybe includes a beach. You'll pay around $60 to $80 per person, but you get maximum efficiency in a port where distances add up fast and roads can slow you down. The budget version is taking a taxi to Dickinson Bay, spending the day at the beach, and maybe walking through St. John's on your way back. You'll spend around $20 to $30 on transport and save the rest for food and drinks. Both options work. It just depends on how much you want to see and whether you're comfortable managing timing independently. As the afternoon winds down, make your way back to the port. Here's something most cruisers don't realize. Traffic can get heavy around the port area when multiple ships are in, so leave yourself at least 90 minutes before your ship's departure time. Here's mistake number 3. Don't rely on buses to get you back on time. They're cheap, but they're unpredictable and fill slowly. If you're at the Dockyard or Dickinson Bay, book a taxi for your return or ask your driver to come back for you. It's worth the extra cost for peace of mind, which is why many cruisers choose a local tour instead of trying to manage the timing themselves. On the walk back to the ship, we stopped at a small cafe and grabbed a coconut tart. It was warm, sweet, and tasted like the islands. That's the magic of Antigua. It's the Caribbean with real character. The people who enjoy Antigua most are the ones who decide early and stick to the plan. Nelson's Dockyard if you love history. Dickinson Bay if you want a classic beach day. Both are stunning, both are relaxed, and both work perfectly when you commit to one and give it the time it deserves. We've added our favorite local tours in the description below. Great value, smaller groups, and they've always had us back to the ship with plenty of time. Tell us how you'd spend your day in St. John's, Antigua, and keep watching for the next port.